Guys and gals, Jim back here with a real quick follow-up to the last video, and to go over some stuff, whether I mentioned it or not. Maybe I did, most likely, but just to go over real quick some more stuff what I was talking about in the last video and in a while back with the paints and stuff. I mentioned in the last video about there being some darker greens than the main hull color, the overall hull color, which is the XF26, the deep green. I was mentioning on the head, the smaller dome that's more like a kidney bean shape dome. You can see there's a couple panels on each side of the head that are a darker green. They don't mention nothing about that on the box artwork or nothing like that. So, but I'm shooting for that also. I'm playing around with mixing my green to get that little bit darker shade that I want and stuff. And you can almost see too on here between the lighter mauve color, the little feathered effect or whatever. There's also some panels with some darker green up there, as you can see. So a lot of that stuff they don't call out. Back on this taller dome here, there might be a little couple areas where there's a darker green also and stuff. So I'm shooting for that. It'll give it a little bit more interest than just all one solid color up there too. But you do see this in the movie. In the scenes when they're coming head on at the beginning, you do see a couple different shades of green on that dome and stuff. So that's what I was talking about in the last video. And that's another thing I wanted to share. A couple little things here. When I do my paint swatches, when I'm mixing my colors to get my colors, I start out with I'm using my sheet styrene in that, and I'm painting them just like I would the model. I paint the whole sheet with my base color, because when you start painting over it, it could affect the way your lighter colors look and everything. So I do my whole sheet styrene with base color, and then I go over. This is all my different mixes, the different shades that I was trying to come up with for my that real light green. There's a shade there that I stuck with. You can see it's kind of more green here. It's not so washed out like that, but it's if I hold it up there, it's probably going to look almost just as washed out and stuff as up there. But that's pretty much the lighter green. And even on the paint callouts, you can see there it's lighter than what they're calling for there. That's more like a sage green, which is probably somewhere in between the medium green and the lighter green that I use. But that's what I do is I paint the whole piece of sheet styrene with my base coat, and then I start mixing my other colors, and I do little paint swatches over the darker colors, and that way I can see if they're gonna look too dark or something, because it might affect maybe not so much the medium green, but the lighter greens when you're experimenting with that. That does affect the base coat, does affect the dark the lightness or darkness, the tone of those shades too. So that's something I do on any model and stuff if I'm going over different things and stuff. And on this particular model, I mean, you can start out with your lighter shades first, but it's going to be more masking. So I'm just working from the overall base coat, the dark green, then the medium green, and then the light green and everything. And then after that, I'll start doing all the complementary colors as far as all the little detail panels with the different shades, different colors of paints and stuff. But I wanted to bring that up too. And by the way, this is what I got left of that roll of masking tape. That started out about a 3/4 full roll and all that, so I still got a lot more to go. I got plenty more masking tape, but if anybody wants to be nice and send me some more, I'll gladly accept it. And while I was waiting for the other the last video to upload, I was thinking about this, looking at it and stuff, and I thought to myself, man, if I had a little bit of silver panels on there, we can call this the Klingon Mountain Dew Battle Cruiser. It kind of reminds me the colors, the different shades of greens and everything of the labels on the Mountain Dew and stuff. So anyway, I just had to throw that in there. I like my Diet Mountain Dew once in a while. So, but anyway, I'm gonna go over one more thing real quick to point out, everybody that kind of I didn't know what I was talking about or nothing. But like I said, the XF26, the deep green is what I use for the base coat, straight out of the bottle, and all that. And then they tell you to mix 2 parts of the deep green and 1 part of the flat green. This is your flat green, okay? It's kind of a yellow green. Like I call it, like almost like a willow green would be, or a zinc chromate. It's pretty. It's got a lot of yellow tone to it. It's not like a regular green, like a when you think of a green like a crayon, Crayolas. You know, they're green, like a grass green. But anyway, when you mix those two, you're supposed to come up with a color that looks like pretty much like that. You don't. It's not much. It's not much lighter than that XF26, okay? But that's what you should come up with according to the box artwork, the paint color on the box. That's what I was pointing out in the beginning before I even started buying my paints and painting my model. I could see that right away that you weren't going to get that color out of mixing two darker greens and everything. And like I said, in order to get that color besides the white, and you're going to use a lot of white. But there's another color I threw in there that's to get rid of that yellow tint and stuff, because there's no yellow green shown on the model. It's all basically greens and stuff. Now I took this and on here the XF5 flat green. That's what they're showing you in the sample box there. That would be your lightest color on the ship. That's not even close. I mean, that's supposed to be your XF5, the lightest color on the ship. That's what they show you in the box. Now this top color, the XF13, the JA green, they tell you use that for weathering only. I got a bottle of that. That's actually lighter than the deep green. So that's that paint, little paint swatch sample they got printed on the box. They ain't even close. I did use this green, basically just kept on diluting it with white, and this is my bottle of the lightest color. You know, it's closer to that and stuff, and even this is darker. This is more like a sage green, and on the model, it's more of a real pale, like I call it a minty green, or like a cucumber green. So, but that's the whole time what I've been trying to point out is wherever they got these paint callouts, and like I says. I think it was Small Artwork that did the model, for all the artwork for the box. Now this photo is more with all the weathering on it and stuff, so everything's toned down, and that's what I'm shooting for. But just the pictures of the ship, like right here, okay, they didn't even use Tamiya paints or Model Master paints. Like I said, he was using spray cans of different things. Now, for all you guys out there that want to build this, and maybe you don't know how to airbrush, maybe you don't, want to go through the trouble of mixing colors, you can use Rust-Oleum paints. They do have some colors that'll be pretty close. They might be a little darker, a little lighter. They might be more of a brighter, more of a shocking brightness, like a chartreusey green or something. But as far as for your deep green, you can actually use a Rust-Oleum, which is going to be darker than that, not by much, but it's going to be dark enough to make a difference. It's more like a grayish green, but it's called Hunt Club green. It'll look decent, but like I said, it's not really going to be a true green. It's going to be more like a muted, like a grayish green, but it'll get you close. I mean, if you don't care about being exact, it'll work for you. The only other greens they got is I forgot what color the green. It's a darker green. But it's more like a Kelly green. It's gonna be too green. You know, you want a deeper green. For your medium color green, you can probably go with a sage color. It'll be darker. It'll actually be a little bit lighter, like as far as your medium color goes. It'll probably be lighter than that, but a sage color will get you close. Okay, now for your lightest color, Rust-Oleum does make in a rattle can what they call apple. It's going to be a lot brighter than this. It's going to be more like like a pale chartreuse type of green. You know, it'll be brighter and more shocking. You know, it'll stand out, pop a lot more and stuff. But you can get it, you know, do the paint scheme in similar colors that'll be close, but you know, like I said, they're going to be a few tones or shades off from what I'm using with the Tamiya's and stuff, you know. And that's like for guys, you know, might be a beginner, you don't have an airbrush, you never did airbrushing, you know, you still got to go through all the masking for you if you use rattle cans and stuff, but they're colors that'll get you close and stuff like that, you know. But that's just some things I wanted to point out. You know, now that you see I'm getting my model painted, mixing my paints, how I'm going about mixing them, stuff like that. That's where it really plays into where these sample colors they give, like this is supposed to be your darkest color, that's supposed to be your medium green, that's supposed to be your lighter green. It's like, you know, the paints that they list will get you there, but there's a lot of other colors that you got to mix in to get them there. It's not, you're not just going to get them out of, you know, by mixing the two bottles together, the two different greens, and come up with it. There's a lot more. I don't understand why they didn't go that far and take it to that extent in the paint instructions. I mean, you know, printing the stuff on the box sides, you know, it's not a bad idea. Nowadays, it's all about saving money on paper. But since they're giving you printed instructions, you think they would have went a little bit more in depth on the paints. You know, you got to mix white with it, you know, to get that color, and not just the two greens and stuff like that. And you know, I don't understand why round two did that. They're usually pretty good with their paint callouts, you know, pretty close to being accurate and stuff. But to me, it wouldn't have took much more effort or time on their part to actually tell you, well, you know, they don't have whitelisted any place on here. You know, it's like you're going to need a lot of white and stuff. I went through probably about a bottle and a half. I mean, I'm talking a 3/4 ounce bottle, and about a half of that, and then I had a half ounce bottle that I wanted to use and stuff, so I went through that too. But like I says, I don't understand why they didn't include that, why they didn't give you that information. You know, make stuff more clear about it as far as, you know, getting the colors. I mean, you can probably find colors out there that might get you close, just like using a Rust-Oleum and stuff, but they're not going to be, you know, mixing the paints is the way you really got to get going and stuff and that. So, but anyway, like I said, I just wanted to give this quick update about the different darker green areas on there, like highlight colors and stuff in different areas and different panels and stuff, and then you know, go over how I've been mixing my paints. Like I said, I do it over the base coat because that will affect sometimes, not always, but sometimes it will affect the lighter colors coming out differently once you spray them on a model. And if you don't like it, I mean, yeah, you can spray over them, lighten it up a little bit and spray over them, but I like to get the color mix right off the bat to where I want it and then go from there and stuff. I know how it's going to look down here. So, okay, I'm ready to spray it on a model. If it don't look right on my samples, then I still need to do some playing around with my mixes and stuff. But other than that, you know, hope these videos are helping you guys out a little bit. That's about all. I got her flipped back over. I'm probably going to start doing a little bit of detail painting this weekend on it and stuff, all the other colors and stuff. I need to do the bulkhead, mix my paints for that. I need to do the back over here and all that. Haven't touched that up or with anything yet and stuff, so I got a lot more masking and a lot more painting to do. So till the next time, thanks for watching. Thanks to all my subscribers. Thanks to all the new subscribers. Thanks for all the nice comments you guys been leaving me. Thanks for hitting the like button, and we'll be talking to you. Happy modeling, and we'll see you soon. Bye.